welcome to our regular Radiate Up family every Thursday live. Today we are excited to have our incredible friend and great artist who self-taught himself to draw these incredible art that he is putting for sale if those who are interested. And so let's help me welcome my dear friend Dorian Dyer. Hi, Dorian.
There I am. Look at that. I'm big as life.
How are you today?
Well, it's been an interesting day. I've been feeling the energies moving around a lot, and it's been cleaning me out emotionally. And but I'm good. I mean, I'm good. I came through a portal, came through a interdimensional shift of cleaning out some old beliefs and agreements I had to be certain ways for people that were not authentic, and it kept my spirit down, and really went through a lot last 24 hours around that. And so here we are, after coming through that shift in myself, that healing.
Wonderful, wonderful. So, I'm glad that you're coming on today to share your story and your journey, how you move through life and also self-taught yourself to draw all these beautiful art and the poem that goes with it too. Can you share a little bit about how did you become such an incredible artist and what inspired you to draw these amazing art? And there's stories behind them too.
Yes, there are stories behind them. But the stories come later. It's the imagery first. First, I just got this. I'm gonna have this urge to create a scene, to create a world on canvas. If I could create the world in real life, dimensional, and then in this fourth dimensional world, I do it. But I've just got the canvases going right now, and I just have this desire, this. I mean, it comes to me this feeling like this expansive reality that wants to come through as many different things. And when I make things, like be a lion or an eagle or a mountain or a flower, I try to make it look as realistic as possible. To really bring it to life, to bring the life out in it, and then once the image is complete, there is then that's when the story starts to unfold. The words come after that, and it tells the story of the spirit, of the soul, of who we are, of who I am. I mean, it's my inner world that I'm painting. It's my own interdimensional experiences. But it's like we're more than just the bodies, as we all know, and it paints that the vaster reality that we are, the vaster power, the vaster freedom beyond all the ways we're taught to be in the world by our parents and our teachers, and to get along, to wear a mask, to navigate in our world of people and places and things we have to do to sustain ourselves here. A lot of it doesn't really align with our essence, with what we really want to be and express and embody. Some does, and more we're starting to break open who we are beyond the way that we all are. That, I mean, the world's got there's a lot of painful craziness going on the planet, in a world, and in relationships, and it's like, and the way we are, that is not the wholeness of our being, and we're all seeking that wholeness. And so for me, I mean, that's my personal take on things a lot, and that's in a nutshell. And my art really brings forth the wholeness, how I see what the life force, the spirit beyond the physical reality of places and things and landscapes and objects, the spirit behind it. So anyway, but it's the storyline. It comes afterwards, the poetry, and I'm starting to write more beyond that. So
Yeah, and how long does it take you from the inception of you receiving the images and then completing the painting, and then the story coming? What's the time process for you to complete?
well, once I get going on a painting, you know, I can't always get going right away on a painting. I got other things to do in life and other paintings going on. I'm usually working on a couple of paintings, but it's not uncommon for me to take a year to make a painting.
Wow.
Wow.
Once I start to sketch it out, and then you know, really to complete everything, to have the finished image, the finished canvas. It's often a year. There's sometimes when it's over a span of a year and a half, or two or three years. And which is, and I used to make stuff that I would work on it for like 5 or 6 years or 8. I got one painting I worked on for 12 years, and it's very detailed painting. It's called a joy. You see it on my website called a joy embraces all. Joy embraces all is the name of the painting. And that was it took me eight years to finally fill out the whole thing, and then a couple of years after that, I made some changes to it, and then a couple of years after that, I made some more changes to it. So that was a 12-year process to get the image to where I wanted it finally. But that's the longest. I don't do that anymore. But I got paintings that often take me a year. The one I just finished, hopefully it'll be up on my website soon. I'll show it to you if we got a good enough light here. I don't know if we ever have enough light. It's called Wave Rider, and sorry about the tippy phone imagery here. It's the one on the left. Oops, that ain't gonna work. See,
yeah.
Anyway,
it's sideways right now.
You'll see it. Sorry, it's a little bit tough to see it, but my most recent one. I started
That's almost done.
It's done, and I did. As you can see it in the corner here a little bit here.
Yeah, we can actually see that
Yeah,
in the
that
corner
looks,
there. Yeah,
looks beautiful.
Started that, when I was in Cincinnati, Arizona, April before last, and just started going on it, working on it, and then I just finished it up a couple 3 weeks ago. A Wave Rider, anyway, and I got a nice poem for that. It'll be up on my site.
That's awesome. Talk a little bit about the joy embraces all, because I feel that art painting obviously kind of resonate with what humanity is going through now and seeking that joy. You know.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, for you to take 12 years, that's really good determination there.
Well, it's what I like to do, and just gives me a lot of. It brings out the world that my inner world, the inner light. Joy embraces all. So I don't remember what the poem is. I think there's a poem that goes with it. But the
see if Yun can pull that up. And,
yeah, it's right on the screen right here. I can actually read it to your all.
Yeah, can you read that?
Sure. It's joy embraces all. So The sky is full of life, a membrane of love, where stars, shamans, and sacred planets unite in the fierce gaze of spirit, like seed and embryo giving birth to the self-transformed, pure and innocent, at ease and complete, that pours its light upon a wounded world, hungry for healing. A white wolf howls, the purple eagle cries, releasing the pain of the earth, lifting the veils of fear, opening the way for new worlds to come alive on the higher ground of our being. It's very beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah, obviously I have a very spiritual point of view about life and creation, and so that's, which is obviously in the words in the poem that was written.
So what is all the picture that you're painting? What's the symbolism of it? It's just like you're capturing different aspects of Earth. I see some of like Native American eagles, the feathers. What are these kind of like represent to you? I can see like mountains. It has a lot of theme of like Native American.
Yeah, it is Native American. I have a lot of that in my soul. Obviously, I have a lot. I've lived in a number of Native American lifetimes, or lifetimes in cultures that live closer to the earth.
Mm-hmm.
Are more in alignment and harmony with the earth, or it's more in that kind of a vein, and it just give me some time here. I don't know how to answer that beyond what I've already painted and written there. We just in my soul, to live close to the earth, like we are everything we see. We are the earth. We are the trees. We are the mountains. I mean, I feel like it's the being. I feel it. I mean, I feel that is what is going on within me, and
it's like an expression of your true soul.
Not only out there, but it's like my soul is like expands into the world I see, and into everybody I relate to some degree. And so I need to be careful with who I spend time with, because my essence will merge with the environment, with people I'm with the music I listen to, with food I eat, with people I'm spending time with nature, with clouds. Like I feel all the essence and everything I'm seeing, experiencing. Like I just become one with it. And so I don't do a lot of crowd. I don't do large crowds. I've stopped doing that as become more and more evolved within myself, more and more refined within myself. I stopped hanging out with like large groups of people.
Mm.
You'll go down to a like folk life. I used to here in Seattle. I used to go to and experience the music and the food courts and stuff. But I don't do that anymore, because it kind of drains my energy. So I need to be more careful with where I go and those that I spend time with, what I'm spending time doing. So I'm not sure I'm answering your question, but it's just in my soul. I'm a Native American type of being. I feel more. I relate more to that type of a culture and time and place and lifestyle than I do.
You feel the connection there, right?
To this reality here, to the 2019 living in an urban environment. I might relate more to that type of a culture, a place, a time, a lifestyle.
I see.
Without all the warfare, you know, they fought a lot of tribes like to fight a lot of myself. I don't just describe to that much, but yeah.
Your soul is more of a soul that loves to be free and loves to soar just like an eagle. And
freedom.
yes, freedom. You want to be freedom and not be confined within what the society is putting you in. And that's what your art seems like it portrays, that liberation of your inner soul, of your true self, that you want to be free. You want to just expand your wings, just like the eagle, you know, and be one with nature. It seems like that through your artwork.
Yeah, exactly. And there's a lot of power in nature. There's a power in the storm, power in the sea and the tides, and in the rivers and in the wildlife.
You have a great connection with it, don't you?
I do. I mean, I feel that like I go into the mountain. You know, I spend a lot of time in the mountains and during the right kind of seasons, and travel a lot up down the West Coast and the Sierras and then the Cascades and the Rockies at different places. And like I just love that environment. I feel safe there. I don't concern myself with wild animals and getting attacked by things. But there was one time. Let me tell you. One time I was in the Modoc in the National Forest near Mount Shasta, and at the gathering of friends, and I went up and took a hike up in a mountain ridge, and like I got to the top of this ridge, and I had this experience where I was seeing through the eyes of a wolf, and like I had this wildness to a wild way of life, and you know everything you do, there weren't any of the normal rules, and I through the eyes of a wolf I had to survive by my own wits and power. There wasn't any safety nets and anyone gonna to fall back on except my own my instincts and my own personal strength of my body and stuff. I was looking for the eyes of a wolf, and it was just like there was such a freedom or a spirit that was just like at one with things, and at one with the environment, very very self-reliant, and at the same time relying upon the pack to work things out in the world. We want to do it all by ourselves, but it's really such a cool feeling. I mean, such an amazing experience. I cherish that, looking through the eyes of a wolf. It was quite something. I was possessed by the wolf spirit in the mountains of northeastern California.
So you actually experienced that, like visually see that, like it was almost real to you?
I became the consciousness of the wolf. I mean, I had a human body. I was still very much aware of being in a human body, but my own body. But when what was seeing through me was the wildness, the spirit, the beingness of a wolf.
Yeah.
It just happened. It was all spontaneous. It wasn't planned. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I hear a lot of people who go to Mount Shasta get a lot of spiritual experiences and tap into the spirit world and all that. It's very highly spiritual, or it has a certain energy over there. Allows you to connect to the nature.
Yeah, there's a lot going on there.
Sounds like you had some of that experience. connecting to the wolf.
I was a ways away. I was definitely wasn't near on the side of anything. I was about 100 miles away from the
Mm.
mountains as the crow flies, about 100 miles. But it was in its aura, and then the outer reaches of its aura.
Hmm.
Pretty cool.
Wow.
Pretty sweet.
So what also let it inspire you to do your artwork and the themes that you create? Seems like you have like a certain theme that's going on. Let me pull it up. Yeah, a lot of
Yeah,
animals and
you look through my website.
Mhm.
A lot of this theme is very much
Yeah, let me pull that up right
very
now.
similar.
Yeah, we got we got birds, eagles right here.
Let me say this: is that when you hang a piece of artwork up on your wall,
Hmm.
what I want around me is what gives life, is a beauty and and happiness and joy and healing from all the stuff of my life in the world. And that's sort of, there's a lot of healing energy comes through my art,
Mm.
and a lot of the like we're and I really show that a lot of what it is like this is the journey that our soul takes through all the through all of our incarnations, through creation, the journey that we're on to experience. And the ultimate experience is to go back to is to become whole again, and um, become become free and empowered in our wholeness, because we are the great spirit. We are God in human form, experiencing that. That's how I see it. And it's kind of a joke in a way. I mean, we're God, we're all things, but now we're like walking around in these human forms, just like with all its problems and health problems and the relationship issues and financial issues or whatever, and all this crazy stuff. And it's like, well, we're God already, so what are we doing in this human forms with all these problems and then and limitations and fears and anxieties and angers and various kinds of pains and stuff. It's like, it seems nuts to me, really. I'll be honest. It seems like a really crazy way to exist, oftentimes. And so, in my journey back to wholeness, I mean, I grew up with some very wounded, damaged parents,
Hmm.
and with a lot of wounded, damaged people around me, obviously, and because that's what the world seems to be pretty much about. At this point in creation, we all got wounds and our angers and hurts and sorrows and traumas and belief systems that aren't really in line with with truth of our being, with our God, with our spirithood, with our Godhood. And so, for me, it's like I'm doing everything I know how to do, and go through a lot of learn a lot of healing modalities and more, which was mostly for myself, although I've done a lot of healing on others. That's been very helpful. It's
Wow.
like regaining our wholeness, about regaining our wholeness. So the painting, it pictures that wholeness, that spirit, like we're that like divine son or daughter, and also the playful divine child.
Hmm.
The dolphin, the eagle. I mean, we all got to live and eat, and the dolphins and eagles and the wildlife, they got their own problems, but they're not all messed up in the head like we are, or not all messed up in the heart like we are.
Yeah, like these pictures, they look really amazing. What kind of material, like what kind of painting are you? Are you using acrylic or
Yeah,
I can't really tell.
acrylic on canvas, and then others whether they're oil pastel on paper, and I do have a number of colored pencil pictures there in there too. I used to spend a lot of years working with colored pencils and oil pastels combined. And in my earlier years before I was able to feel my way in paint.
Yeah. I mean, just from looking at the website and like your background of the painting, it almost looks like it's digital painting, or photos mixed with certain. It's like the realism. It's pretty amazing.
By hand, and I try to make
Wow.
everything, like I said, look as realistic as possible, close to the.
Wow, that's
life,
amazing because
to give it life. It helps to give it the life, give it the light. You have the form there, then the spirit of the form can go
wow.
through. So it's like the soul of whatever, the soul of the lion, the soul of the eagle, the soul of the water, of the dolphins, of the people, that can shine, can start to connect and shine through as the more realistic.
That's really cool because I'm like the painting that we were looking at earlier, Joy Embraces All. That looks like it's like very digital, but it's all handwork.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
It looks like a collage.
Yeah.
Of photographs you cut out of a magazine or calendars or something.
Yeah.
But no, it's just.
But it's all done just with hand.
It's all done, all hand done.
Wow. So.
And that's the 12-year deal. Everything else was anywhere from.
So tell us maybe another one that really inspires you, kind of like a painting here that you really touch you.
Well, let me see.
Now I'm looking at the gallery right now and on your website.
What's the name of the one?
I see you also have a lot of hearts too.
Beloved of the stars, beloved of the stars. That's what with the eagle, wings up, and then his body, and then there's the mountains and everything. The whole everything is going on inside of it.
Wow.
Beloved of the stars, about the second and third, fourth row down. See it? That's a very tall painting. That's a 4. I work large. That beloved of the stars is 4 feet by 6 feet.
Wow.
And that was a year-long project to do that. And like the eagle is like the great spirit. It's the biggest, most powerful animal in the sky. It flies, of nature in the sky. We got bigger planes, of course, and rockets and everything else. But of nature, it's the biggest animal, and it's the great spirit. I see it as like the great spirit or God, is it basically another source. It's like a doorway into source. So there's flowers and mountains and some other things in there. You might want to read the poem of it if you can see it there.
Sure, I'll read it to you. Beloved of the stars, revered throughout the cosmos for such sweet and strong creation, where waters abound from snowy heights and seasons flourish in unfolding hues, its delicate flowering abandoned on fierce wings that know its course. Pretty awesome.
Thank you.
Now I see you. I see your logo too, Vision of the Heart, and several other paintings in here. You have it almost looks like 2 stars, vertical, one on top of each other, and then there's a shape of a heart.
I do that. Like it's called star. It's like a star heart.
Mm-hmm.
So you have a star at where you got a heart, right? You got a heart, and you got a star at the stars in the middle at in the top and the bottom of the heart.
Right.
And the stars in the middle, and that's so even the star. So it's like the planet gives birth to such a beautiful life, from flowers to snow-capped mountains to whatever you really like about nature. And it's like an Eden. It's kind of like it's like the Eden story,
Mm-hmm.
and so I'm sure there's other Eden-like planets in the universe. They're talking about that now. Astronomers and whatnot are talking
Right.
about, they find all these little planets that have all the stuff for life, the waters and the H2O and the ingredients to create life and all that kind of thing. But I still see the planet as being, if it was like there's still pockets where the Garden of Eden exists on the planet. That's kind of what it's about. And that everything is basically love, and that the stars, that the other worlds and other advanced beings and the people on other planets that are here around us, watching us and helping us in various ways, and some that aren't helping us probably in various ways, but like we're all one family of creation, and that the stars and all the other beings and the stars and the being of the stars, the consciousness of the stars, the spirit of the stars, and us are like one too. And it's like we're all like coming back into wholeness. All of creation is like reaching, is like working its way back into a wholeness of unity, with that love that comes with that, with the oneness and the unity, and like that.
So what I love about your artwork, Dorian, it's like you said, the liveliness that it have in each of your painting, and the beautiful poem that comes with it. It's so, I mean, it seems like you got this download coming from the spirit world, sharing wisdom with humanity in each of your painting, each of your artwork. When did you notice that you have the interest of wanting to be an artist?
I kind of drew a lot as a child. Then it got shut down as I got close, as I got a lot of trauma going on in my life, and all that gave the gift of the channelship. Got closed off for a lot of years, and it wasn't until I was in my mid 30s that I started to draw again, and start to experiment with mediums and paints and stuff, and it started to break out again, and I wish it hadn't taken so long. I'd have a lot more of it, but I had a lot of healing to do, a lot of coming back into myself, letting my own spirit and source coming back in, my own being coming back in, and so I really started reestablishing my artistic channelship again in my mid 30s. Right now, I'm believe it or not, I'm 69.
Wow.
And so I've been doing it, I've been doing it for a while. And it's been
Looking good for 69.
Thank you. I want to keep looking good. I like looking good.
When you were saying that, your spirit was coming back, what do you mean by that? Were your body and your soul, was it not one because of all the trauma?
Most of us don't have our soul in a lot of our spirit. And we're such vast beings. It's pretty hard to have a lot of ourself in the body anyway. Because we're all things. We're God Almighty. We're the infinite self. We're the Divine Mother, whatever you want to call it. We're all this source. So how can we, just to focus on this one body is pretty. Bring it all in, we'd burn it. We'd burn up. So, yeah. So it's been a gradual awakening, and a gradual being able to express again and embody more, and remember who I am, and have that remembering more and more who I am, and have it grounded in the DNA, and in the chakras, in the physical form, having all the much more of myself, just more and more comes in and comes through. So my art keeps on evolving and keeps on getting more and more refined. Although I seem to reach a certain plateau where that's seems like for now, but yeah, like we're going through a healing process. All of humanity is embodying again. It's like healing and recovering ourselves. We are the spirit. We are God. We are love. But we got to go through all this other stuff. We got to reconnect with parts of ourselves that we're put in the closet, wounded, judged. We've judged that. The feelings and emotions we were told we're not okay to experience. It was a problem. It was inconvenient to show our feelings a lot. We had to get along with the crowd, get along in the workplace, get along with our parents, or whatever. So we lost pieces of ourselves.
Mm.
I mean, I certainly did. Most everybody else I know has, and we're all in this collective journey back to wholeness and embodying the higher self, the infinite self in embodiment. And that's sort of it's been a big cycle where seems like where we had many lifetimes and many experiences, and when our parents and our grandparents and great grandparents went through their struggles and their wounding and all that stuff, and it's like, but we're in a phase now where it's easier to bring our spirit. It's really easier to reconnect with our soul, with our spirit. That a lot of stuff, a lot of the veils have been cleaned off from around the planet, from the outer and then the inner. So it's easier for us to awaken, and the planet's going into a zone, a higher frequency zone in the galaxy and the universe, where it's much more light, much more of the God infinite self, God source self is like coming into our bodies, like being this like coming around us, and whatever we can accept. But we got to clean out all the junk, clean out the traumas, clean out the sorrow, clean out the sadness, clean out the rage. We have to feel it to reconnect with those parts of ourselves that felt all that rage and hurt and sorrow and grief and fear, and go walk through that, embrace all that without. I mean, we need to handle it in appropriate ways so we don't do damage to ourselves and others. But we need to tell the truth about it, and surround ourselves with people that can support us in our healing journey and process without judgment, and re-embody ourselves again. And so we find all these wounded selves that are scared, angry, and then we need to embrace that and allow it to have its expression. Then it's easy to regain that aspect of self, so we can become more whole and express, and become more healthy, more whole mentally, emotionally, and in the body. The body, a lot of health problems in our body is because the emotions have been trapped. And not only do we have our own emotions, our own feelings, but we have the emotions and the feelings of our parents and the ancestors that went before us, some way back. And so it's in our DNA. We have, not only do we have a physical genetics, but we have soul genetics. We got physical genetics and soul genetics, and the soul genetics is all the stuff that our parents went through and our ancestors went through and our great ancestors.
I see. So it's almost like the painting that you have. It's almost like the painting that you have kind of helps people to remember their soul and to connect with the cosmos, right? And to kind of connect from multiple lives and journey back from where they can't come from. And it's not just only for other people to see that, but it's for you, your expression. of connecting
Exactly.
back to your own soul.
Exactly.
Yeah, it seems that way because I can
So
see the painting. It almost feels like I'm trying to be reminded of where we all come from.
yeah, and so we're healing when we heal ourselves. We're also healing from our ancestors,
Yeah,
healing for our ancestors. When we resolve an issue, it affects our ancestors going back, and it helps it helps the whole world to clear a little bit more.
yeah,
That like drop in a giant pond or lake, and it's like we like add once we get clear and add more love and forgiveness, then it adds that light, that grace to the whole collective mind, collective soul and spirit of all, and helps to tip the scale into a positive, happy future. But I want to say that there's a process you can find where we can help help those of our ancestors. Excuse my speech. Sometimes I stammer, but we can help the souls, the spirit of our parents and the great grandparents and all the people, all of our all of our ancestors going back way back, that are still stuck on the earth plane, that really haven't gone on to the higher realms and the higher light. They've still got a lot of unresolved issues, attachments, angers, addictions, and things, and whatever their attachments and desires are for the earth plane and for the things of the earth.
yeah. It's like almost like you're doing
They
like
get trapped. They don't go on to the light. They don't go on
right.
to the higher realms. So like trapped in like wandering around. We don't see them. We can feel them sometimes. But there's a process you can find on YouTube or on the internet called the Tarpanum, Tarpanam, Tarpanam, and it's from India, and it's where you make an offering to your ancestors to come and take the offering and be set free of their pain, of their attachments, and you call in the angels and divine beings to come and help and to guide them to the light. And I've been doing it for a month, and I've had some pretty amazing experiences with it.
Really? Yeah. Please share with us.
Well, I felt like I could like see them around me, and I had a dream, and I had this like very clear dream of my grandmother on my dad's side, and how she was. I mean, like I saw this dream, and in this dream, all these other ancestors were like going up, were like being beamed up to the light, to the higher realms. But my grandmother was still hanging on, and she was like out for like blood. She had this like vampire type of thing where she wanted to like suck the blood, the life force out of those out of those that she was involved with in her lifetime. And it's sort of like that. I mean, there's a little bit more to it, and she like didn't want to leave, and but she's gone. She's pretty much gone now. It takes a while for some of them to like leave. So the whole process as it described how to do it. It's a very easy, quick thing to do, really. But it's a way so as we clear that out, it was because we express the emotions and a lot of our thoughts and pains and emotions and feelings. They're not our own. They didn't really happen to us. A lot of it. It's still stuff from our ancestors, or they're hanging out and they're looking for healing. They're looking for clearing. Then once they like leave and they go to the pure lands and then in the heaven realms, then they can help us and send back blessings to us, and and help to us because they're in these higher realms and they want to help us when their hearts are open and they're clear of all their attachments and desires and fears and traumas and all the anger they still carry. Then they can get clear in the higher dimensions, and they can send they could send back help and blessings for us, for prosperity, for happier relationships, for health. You know, so a lot of these patterns in relationships and health and other things. They're what our ancestors went through. So, and all the thought forms and the beliefs and all the low self-esteem and things, the chronic anger, chronic fears, because that's what our ancestors carried. And if they haven't like released it and been healed of it before they die, then they still hang on. There's a part of them that hangs on to the earth realm. They're trying to clear it. Oftentimes, not always, but oftentimes, and so. We've had thousands of ancestors, and a lot of them, they died in war or trauma or some other things, and so they got stuck between them, and they really haven't gone on to the light. They got a lot to clear yet. So even though they don't have a body, they still have a mind and a heart and a soul, and it carries their experiences. And yeah, so the process once again is called tarpanam, Tarpanam, and then they explained how to do the process to call them forth and to make an offering and to help them go to the light and release their attachments and resentments and the pain and things in the earth realm, desires, and be set free, become whole again. So I've been doing it. I've been doing it a lot. I just found out about it a month ago, and I'm through a Vedic teacher from India. I follow a lot, and very important process. And I know that people have had many other people that have been doing it a lot longer than me. Have had other even more important, even more intense processes with it, where things get cleared up and their parents go on the light, and they felt that the soul of their ancestors touch their hand when they're doing the ritual, and a lot of other very cool experiences where you merge, you go past what you can see with the five senses and have this healing. So we're healing ourselves and healing our ancestors and healing the planet. Tarpanam, yeah, Tarpanam. Yeah, there are different ways to. Yeah, yes. Yeah. Tarpanam, yeah, Tarpanam is pretty cool. Yeah, there are other processes where we forgiveness. They can sing chants and songs for forgiveness for ourselves and for our ancestors, because like we carry that phrase, the sins of the father are passed down to the son, and that sort of thing. It means we carry the karmas of our ancestors. We carry the unresolved stuff of our ancestors, and that's like, remember, and the Love, Peace, Harmony chant by Master Shah, by Dr. Shah, S-H-A, and you can find that on drshaw.com, or the love. Go on YouTube and find the Love, Peace, Harmony chant, and the Love, Peace, Harmony song, and that chant that a lot. I do that a lot too, and that you ask for forgiveness for all of the mistakes you and your ancestors and family have made, and then you offer forgiveness for all mistakes made against you and your ancestors, and you chant this. I call in the spirit of love, peace, harmony, and the masters, the angels, and devas, and the Buddhas, and things, and you chant the song, and things will clear, things will lift out too. So
that's wonderful.
I do both those. I do both the love, peace, harmony chanting and healing, and the Tarpanam now.
Yeah,
both very helpful.
I actually had my mic mute, so for just a clip there, but people probably in the on live right now, they probably can't hear what I was saying earlier. That I was talking about, that there's a commonality between the forgiveness practices across different cultures.
Yeah.
And that then we brought up a subject about the Tao hand healings, and with Master Shah and doing the forgiveness practices. It's all kind of has its common basis. So that's where we kind of left off, and that's probably where you're seeing my lip going and you're not hearing anything. But yeah. So I apologize for that.
Yes, it's all very useful.
Mm-hmm.
I know we're coming up to the hour, Dorian, and I just want to recap, and coming back to the work that you do. So to those who are not very familiar with Dorian, he's an amazing artist, and all of his work is up for sale at his website. And we'll give Dorian a minute there to share his website. But coming back to the joy embraces all, that piece just resonates a lot with what is going on with humanity right now. The poem that comes with it and the artwork, but like seeds and embryo giving birth to self-transformed, pure and innocent. We human beings are pure and innocent, at ease and complete, that purest light upon a wounded world, where we are right now, right? Wounded world, hungry for healing. Everybody's hungry for healing. If you look at, they're searching for ways of how to heal their physical, emotional, spiritual aspect. So what your artwork is doing is really allowing people to actually feel that through your artwork, embrace their inner true self. And you're bringing forth that amazing transformation through your artwork. And thank you so much for bringing this to humanity, because a lot of people don't realize what their full potential is, and the words that are coming through with each of your artwork really resonates a lot with what humanity is going through right now. And so to those viewers who are interested in reaching out to Dorian and receiving information for his artwork, they are up for sale. Dorian, you want to give your website and your information?
Yeah, the website is Vision Heart Art. Vision Heart Art, VISIONHEARTART, visionheartart.com. And then it's a pretty simple, straightforward website with all the pictures listed on the home page there, front page, and there are various kinds of prints available. Like today, we can get the canvas prints, you get the archival, museum quality canvas prints with inks and museum quality, long lasting inks, and or you get the paper prints, nice museum quality paper prints. And there's the different kinds of prints. They got metal prints now and stuff. But I just have we'll have one size of the canvas prints that are listed under each picture. But you can order any size, different mediums of prints, whether it's canvas, the stretch canvas, the paper, the beautiful archival 100% cotton paper, and even metal prints. People really like that, but they're all there. And you can just contact me if you want a different size, or smaller size, or larger size, and that sort of thing. And for my original prices, you'd have to contact me. So there's some of the very earlier or smaller pieces down at the bottom, towards the bottom of the website, are much less expensive. The originals are than my more recent ones. But just enjoy the site, enjoy it. You don't have to buy anything if you don't want to. Just enjoy the site and enjoy the inspiration of it. It's nice to have it up on your wall, and people say they've heard. I've had one person said that it made sounds. If they heard the sound, they actually had a print of one of my pictures.
Really, which one's that?
I think it was a brother, son, a sister Earth is the print of that one. Forgive my stuttering here. Brother, son, sister Earth. They had it on a wall, and I saw them. They bought it. They lived up in Vancouver, BC, and they bought it. And then when I saw them a couple of months later, they said that the picture makes sounds. So they hear sounds coming out of it. And this kind of thing. So that was the one comment that made that. But anyway, the art's alive. Everything has a soul. Everything has a spirit to it. And the art is alive. The painting's alive. There's a real spirit that comes through my art. I would really love it if people just if they met my art in person, and they take it in. They stand in front of the art and take it in and they get a healing. They get a healing and an activation. They remember who they are more, or something, or some other piece gets revealed of the inner self, the regained aspect of self. If it helps with that, that's a huge thing huge blessing I hope that my art can have for people. So
that's wonderful.
Thank you.
Yeah, we often know that like when an artist put their heart and soul into the work, they're actually imprinting a certain energy. So if your intent is to bring love and healing to your artwork, that energy is imbued into your paintings. And those who are sensitive, who are open-minded, has a higher chance, or I would say a higher probability of receiving it. Similar to what Master Sha's calligraphy work, where he channels the cosmic,
the angels, the Buddhas, the masters, the healing powers come through it, the blessing powers come through the Master Sha's calligraphies. Well, I think mine would be on that level. Maybe someday it will. Maybe it is at least there in part. But also it might be besides the love and the sweetness. I mean, it's also fierce. There's a power, it's like we have this power to us, and we got to move past our fear of having of being ourselves in the world, telling the truth. But in an appropriate, kind way, or whatever's appropriate. Sometimes we have to roar like lions to be heard. Sometimes we got to. Or whatever, we got to deal with. We got to stop some.
Yes, and those who feel like they don't have the voice heard, the artwork that you have there, that big lion, you want to just kind of move your camera a little bit to that lion there. That would be perfect for those who doesn't feel like they have a voice.
Right on it right now, but let's see here.
You tilt it down a little bit. There it is.
Yeah, right there. You got the lion that will be fiercely be.
Yeah, it's like an Aslan type lion. Those are my grandkids below. But it's a real cool painting. It's on I can't remember the name of it now. It's on my website, and much better image of it, much more colorful.
Yeah, it's all beautiful work, and I love the poem that goes with it too. So I know we're wrapping up. I'm so grateful that Dorian take the time to join us and share with us his incredible artwork and the information that come forth from the higher self to share with humanity, to really express our true inner soul. We are creator. We are here to be free and liberated. And I think this is a time to be alive and to really truly tap into our full potential. And if you find this art of Dorian resonate with you, do reach out to him, visionheartart.com. And we are so grateful for you tuning in. Thank you, Jeffrey, for joining us as well. All right, everyone, make it a great night. Until next Thursday, we love you. Bye, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.
Woo! See ya.
You did it.
Woohoo.
Oh, gotta go to the bathroom, guys. I'll be back in 5.